Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my recap of the Big Brother Canada 9 live feeds. Today's recap's going to be a tough one because today was nothing short of chaos. I would say the players today, even though it was mostly bad gameplay, the players today played more today than the entire last two seasons of Big Brother US combined. That's for damn sure. First, let's talk about today's episode, the Wednesday episode. I said I had one episode to get better, and it did. They did at least get better, so I don't have to, go for any necks on the podcast this week. I guess I was kind of looking forward to it, but they redeemed themselves. I mean, they're playing catch up now, actually trying to tell the story of what's happening. But at least they gave us some actual strategy this episode. Now, next, we should probably talk about the thruple showmance. Yes, the thruple showmance. I've talked about Tashawn and Beth and how they've kissed. Well, Beth and Jetson have kissed as well. Now, this whole situation, I'm telling you, to me, we talked about on the podcast how, this show is, I think it was Fan Guy saying how this show is forcing showmance as well. They seem to be forcing this situation. I swear, scripted isn't the right word, but I feel like this whole situation is produced because when they talk about it, it's all very strange. So if this makes the episode tomorrow, this throuple, I need to see how it actually plays out on screen. It's like they all know they're all playing each other. And so when Beth talks about it, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, this is a forced thing that is happening on this show. It seems fake to me because it makes no sense. Because they all know they're playing each other, and yet, like, it's a triangle, and yet it's not. I don't know. I don't understand. We'll see how it plays out on screen if it plays out on screen. If it doesn't play out on screen, maybe it is real, but it doesn't seem real to me. Seems like contrived, forced, scripted drama. Well, Josh started the day with some campaigning. Good for Josh for campaigning. He's not giving up. He's been fighting. He had to do some silence, though. After campaigning for about an hour or two, he was silent the rest of the day. And honestly, he was the only player today that, might have played well because he just let his seeds do work for him. Because we had Kiefer Donato over here. I had some things to say about Danny's game on BB22 that she was playing against herself. And I said Tara was going to be the one to do that this season because she's talking too much. But no, it is Kiefer who is the Danny Donato of the season. And I need to keep that same energy for Kiefer because he was dumb as hell today. Thanks to Kiefer, the Sunsetters Alliance might be seeing the sunset on this alliance by tomorrow. Now, I wasn't sure earlier in the week because I didn't see all these things play out. But it turns out Kiefer has been doing a lot of lying and lying to his own alliance to try and get his way because I guess he has been thinking they need to target Rohan, even though that doesn't make sense for Kiefer's game. And this is why I call him Danny, because Kyle and Rohan would not go after Kiefer. He is nowhere on their radar. So Kiefer's been lying to LaToya and Tina. Today, this was because they're the ones who have been, mostly saying that it needs to be Josh to go. But Kiefer lied to them and said that Rohan and Kyle are throwing out their names. So this was able to turn Tina and LaToya against the idea of maybe keeping Josh. So they should, they'll get rid of Rohan. So today, the things were flipping. It was going to be Rohan that gets eliminated. But then Kiefer and others in the alliance just to change their mind. And by the end of the night, not the end of the night, but at one point during the night, it had flipped completely. It was LaToya and Tina who wanted to keep Rohan originally. But by tonight, and earlier in the week, it was Tashawn and it was the guys basically that wanted to, keep This is so confusing that I can't even keep up. They wanted to keep Josh. It started earlier in the week. Latoya and Tina were the ones that wanted Josh to go, while the guys were thinking maybe they should get at Rohan. But by tonight, it has flipped. And Latoya's the one pushing hardest for Rohan to go because she thinks it makes sense for her. Where the guys are like, we'll keep Rohan now. And for what, Kiefer? Why did Kiefer even start this? Because all it has done is made Latoya and Tina not trust the guys in their own alliance. It has made it's a mess. It is such a mess that I can't even keep up with it. I don't think anybody can keep up with it today because everybody is can't make up their minds. They're all over the place. And the funny thing is, Latoya is pushing so hard for Rohan to go, and it's going to bite her in the ass probably. Especially now that the Alliance isn't going to do it, even though they at one point flipped today, now they're flipping back. But at this point, Rohan and Kyle are just Victoria ratted out Latoya, so Kyle and Rohan know that she's been pushing for Rohan now. And on the other side of things, Dechen and Tashawn are so adamant on keeping Rohan now, even though earlier in the day they weren't. When Rohan and Kyle seem to be targeting Jedson, Tashawn, and Beth, the throuple, the most. It's like backwards day. Everybody is backwards. Kiefer started this, and then he changed his mind because I guess he's afraid, basically. If they take this shot, then Kyle's going to come after him. It's a lot. It's been a lot. And like I said, Victoria ratted out Latoya. They pulled Tara into this plan, and then Jetchen tried to throw Tara under the bus and say it was Tara's idea to start this flip in the first place. It's a whole mess. So if Kyle and Rohan, like there was a point in the day I thought it flipped. I think everybody thought it flipped. It looked like Josh was going to be safe again. But by tonight it flipped back, and Rohan's going to be safe again. But if Kyle and Rohan confront Tara, that the other side's setting them up, and if that gets back to Latoya and some of the people in that alliance, maybe it'll flip again. I think it is possible. Maybe Josh survives another week, although Rohan staying probably gives more game drama. But I don't know. I feel like I know Rohan and Kyle are talking this big game. They're going to take a shot at Jedson or Tashawn. I'm not convinced they have the balls to do this. These are two guys that like to talk themselves up, but I don't. We'll see if they actually do this, if they both stay. But yeah, so will there be a flip? Honestly, I'm asking you guys, will there be a flip? Because I don't know. Anything could happen at this point. We'll see how they edit this tomorrow. They got a lot to edit because there was that whole house meeting yesterday and now all this chaos. And I had how much faith in their editing after Monday's episode, but we'll see what they do. I'm sure if there's a blow up tomorrow, we ain't going to get to see it because we never got to see the Julie and Josh mess. And the feeds will probably be off. So sad. But it is games like these. It's usually BB Can that gets me wanting to do a Big Brother game on this channel. Maybe sometime during life. I gotta figure all that out. But for now, we'll see what this chaos brings tomorrow. Will Josh or Rohan leave? Right now, it's looking like Josh leaves. But I thought that last night too, and then all day today, it seemed like Josh was gonna be safe. So who knows who the hell is getting voted out tomorrow at this point?